Shalom Aleichem. Baruch Hashem, the Teres Menachem, the unedited, or rather the spoken version of the Sicha, just came out now, translated into Hebrew for Teres Menachem this week. So I was like actually waiting to see if maybe, because this is the year they're in, the year Tafshin Lamed Dalet, 1974. So it's beautiful to be able to actually get something fresh off the press. So Rebbe's, in this Farbringen, it was Parshas Pekudei, the same Kvius as this year, which is Erev Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Rosh Chodesh is going to be on Sunday, so this is Shabbos Mevarchim, Erev Rosh Chodesh. Rebbe says like this. The custom is that we say Rashi, we explain a Rashi. And sometimes we sit on something that demands an explanation that Rashi doesn't explain, and you must say it's self-understood, or that it's based on something that Rashi said previously, and therefore Rashi does not have to repeat it. As we know that Rashi is very particular, like the Chida writes in Shem HaGdolim, Shem HaGdolim quotes him, that there's nothing extra, nothing lacking, etc. Just like Torah says that you shouldn't add and shouldn't distract, take any off. Now you would understand taking less obviously is negative, but what's the wrong with adding? The answer is because it's Teres Hashem, so it's Shleimus. And Shleimus means nothing extra and nothing less. Which is quite a fascinating idea, and that means that Rashi sees things the same way. So then, based on that, the Rebbe goes in to explain why we repeat. I mean, there's a fundamental Sicha. Why do we need by Yaakov Pekudei repeat? Why do we have to say everything again about the Mishkan and the Caleb? It could have just said, Vayasuk Meisal Kechal Asher Tziva Hashem Es Moshe. And what's the answer? If we learn to Sicha, the Rebbe says, based on the fact that Rashi explained in Parshas Chayesada regarding Eliezer, that it's repeated in the Torah, Lefi Sheyafa, Sichas and Shalab Yafa, is Yosem, Tilas and Shalbanim. So you see that what is it? It's the Chavivus. Hashem loves something, so you must say the fact that the Asiyas HaMishkan is repeated because Hashem loved it. Now, even though Parshas Chayesara spoke about Sichas and Shalab Yavis, so he says usually the way people read it is the fact that it's Avdei Avis. He says no, the point is that Sichasan happens to be that it's Avdei Avis, and nevertheless it's more important than Teras and Shalbanim. But the point is that Sichasan, it's the conversation, it's the story, the Chavivus of Sicha compared to Torah. So because V'Yaakov Pekudei is the Sicha, is the story of how they implemented Hashem's command, so therefore that's the Chavivus. And Rashi hints that by referring to Rabbi Acha, who says on the words V'dibarta bam, not like the other opinions say bam v'loy b'tfila, bam and yesh l'cha l'shus l'daber, or you can only speak here, loy dvar machem. No, Rabbi Acha says asayas and kava means that you should make it permanent. Not that he negates other things which aren't dvar b'telim, because he doesn't negate them. On the contrary, there's room for a chassidus shafavdengin, there's a room for a story. So that was what the Rebbe brought in the Sicha. Then the Rebbe continues saying at the Fabdengen that building a Mishkan is specifically connected to this day, Erev Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We know that at Rosh Chodesh Nisan, it says in the Parsha, Hashem spoke to Moshe and said, B'yom HaChodesh Harishon le'echad la'chodesh takim es Mishkan el Moed. So that was Rosh Chodesh. And because Rosh Chodesh had to pick up the Mishkan, so you understood that the commandment had to be a time before that. Bepashtus, it was Erev Rosh Chodesh. So because Erev Rosh Chodesh, the Rebbe says now we're standing after Chatzai, so the Eivid of Eivan, which is very connected to the next day Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and that's why we don't say Tzidkos Chatzedek in Mincha. And because we know that Yom Melov Niskadim V'Nasim, so this will be accomplished, the Kamas HaMishkan is accomplished this year Rosh Chodesh Nisan, after the Achana of Erev Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And the Rebbe continues going on saying that the Erev Rosh Chodesh Nisan is the unbelievable Maila of, on the one hand, the completion of the Avodas HaAdam, because you're finished doing everything you need to do, and you're getting ready from Shachas HaGilui LaMaila. And from here, you understand the incredible chavibus of the Mishkan, that's why the Eibishter loved it so much, because dafka through that you accomplish Shachanti B'Seicham. Even though there was all the Torah mitzvahs that we quoted already in Parshas Yisrael Mishpatim, nevertheless, this is Shachanti B'Seicham. And dafka through this we have the kapara of Chet Egel and Salachti Kitvadecha B'Simcha V'Leiv Shalom. And more than that, that Hashem decided that instead of a shalachti lefanecha malach, as it said in Parshas Mishpatim, kiloi ela b'kirbecha, Hashem said, no, panayei lechu, hani chosilach, I'm going to go with you. Ki matzasi chen beinecha ani v'amecha, and Moshe Rabbeinu asks v'niflinu, and v'niflinu was accomplished. So you now understand the incredible chavivus that that the Eibishter has for specifically this incredible story of the Binyan HaMishkan, and that's really why we're achpola. So like the simple question that someone asks, why do we repeat it? Because Hashem loves the story. He loves the kapara, He loves the forgiveness, He loves everything about the Mishkan, and therefore the Eibishter is excited, Yafa Sichasan, to share the story over and over again.